Hi there, I'm here with Sadibou Sy, and we're focusing on his next fight, which is the second fight in the regular season against Rory MacDonald. Hi Sadi, how are you?
Hey, I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm doing great. So you did excellent in your first fight of the regular season. Could you tell us a bit more? How did that go? How do you feel, and injuries?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I did excellent. I'd say I won the fight. I fought Nikolai Alexakin, a very good guy from Russia. I didn't do what I wanted to do in that fight, but I did enough to win.
You're too self-critical. Come on, we all watched the fight.
That's the thing. I'm always my biggest critic, and I have a rule that if I make myself proud in the fight, it's going to be a very, very, very short fight for the other guy.
I see that. So the next fight is against Rory MacDonald. What do you think about his fighting style? What's going to be your main focus while preparing for this fight?
Yeah, that's correct. So I'm fighting Rory MacDonald, and he's a very good fighter, very well-rounded fighter, I believe. I believe style-wise, he's gonna try to close the distance in the fight and try to take me down, because on the feet I think he's gonna find a lot of problems. With that being said, I've trained amazingly. Like, my strength and conditioning it's on point. My trainers has helped me, so I'm in the shape of my life, and my mind is exactly where it should be, and my techniques are crisp.
So your opponent has a background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whereas your main background is in kickboxing. Who do you think is going to impose his game?
Well, that's an easy question. I am. Of course I am. The fight starts on the feet. We're not gonna start like in ground at the ground and in ground like so for me, I don't think that he's gonna be desperate trying to take the fight to the ground, and for me, I'm not afraid of wrestling or grappling with him. I just think that on the feet I'll have the bigger advantage. I believe that my wrestling is getting so much better, so don't be surprised if you see me take him down.
Especially after training with Khamzat Chimaev, right?
Yeah, Khamzat Chimaev is one of the guys that I've been training a lot with, and wrestling with him is making you better for sure.
Okay, so I was wondering, you are definitely the tallest fighter in welterweight division with the longest reach. So the strategy is practically always going to be the same. You're going to try to fight distance, and your opponents are going to try to close the distance. Even though everyone is clear about the strategy, how does it work in reality? Like, how do you always manage, not always, but in most cases, how do you manage to impose your game?
Yeah, so it comes down to, like you said, most of the fighters that I'm gonna fight, because they're gonna be shorter, are gonna try to close the distance. And there's so many different ways to do that. So some are gonna try to close the distance with strikes. Some are gonna try to take me down. For me, it's a fight. So I can have a plan, and Mike Tyson said it the best. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So it's all about being ready to pivot and being ready for different things to be able to happen during the fight, and adapt.
In addition to your physical strength conditioning and sparring trainings, do you also do some mental exercises or some psychological training?
Yeah, I do. I have a guy back in Sweden that I speak with a couple of times a week. Not a couple of times a week, couple of times during my training camp, just to make sure that I'm in the right frame of mind, that I'm not mentally tired or something like that, because everything has to be in peak shape, the physical part of it and the mental part of it.
What would you say, what is the percentage of the mental training in the full 100% of your training? Like, what share does it take? How important is it?
To be honest, mentally, I would say, without exaggerating, is 90% of the fight.
Amazing, that's what I thought. So what do you think, what is your biggest strength in the fight? Is it physical, mental, the long reach, or your desire to win? What is your superpower, how you manage to win your fights?
So, like I said, it's everything together. Even though it's 90% of mental, you can't do it without the 10% of the physical, and vice versa. So everything has to be together, and you have to try to peak at the same time. It's what I love about fighting is you have, in this case, 15 minutes, 3 rounds of 5 minutes, to put an amazing fight together that you've been working for months. That's what I love. And the pressure is like having the pressure of, okay, I have to win this fight. That's what I love, and that's when I believe that I perform the best.
That's an amazing approach to fighting. Thank you so much, Sadi, and good luck at your next fight.
Appreciate you. I have a friend back in Sweden from Serbia. He taught me something. It was something like how there's something that you do with the head. It's like this?
Yes.
Yeah, this. All right.